Bombshell tonight to upscale Dallas enclave, a 43-year-old wealthy socialite, Erica Purdue, busted running a child porn operation. She's been doing it for the last decade out of her $1.4 million mansion. But did her high-profile lawyer husband know anything about it? Joining me right now, Dan Killer, editor of Park Cities People. Dan, it's kind of hard to believe because when we think of child pornography, you think of a dirty old man, a dirty old white guy. She's anything but, Dan. She is a millionaire. She's married to a millionaire. He's a high-profile lawyer. They live in the best section, the most expensive section of town, in a mansion. And for 10 years, she's been running a child porn operation out of her home, Dan.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. People buy homes in the Park Cities because they think it's going to get them away from crime, and they don't ever suspect that something like this is going to be happening right in the neighborhood.
Tarita Cosby, investigative reporter, I was stunned because apparently she has been trading child porn like baseball cards. And when the authorities raided her mansion, they could tell that she has been trading every single day. Hundreds. She had thousands of images of child porn, including toddlers having full-blown sex with adults.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what authorities found, Nancy, and they found it through a sting. An FBI agent sent out a message on a network peer-to-peer site. He downloaded images from a woman who went under the name Classy B. They traced it back to her, and when they raided her home, they found 4,000 images, very graphic images and videos with adults and children.
Unleash your lawyers, Bradford Cohen, Fort Lauderdale, Lewis Gaynor, Chicago. First of all, to you, Gaynor, when you have this on your computer, when you've got the hard copies, which is actually pretty rare, that people have still photos now of child porn, usually they view it on their computers. This wealthy female socialite, she's 43 years old, drives a sports car, has it all. In fact, put the lawyer back up, please. Lewis, she has a vanity tag, which I'm always suspicious of, like why do people pay extra money for that? My sin. Little did she know, Lewis Gaynor, that I was going to find out what her sin is, and it's child porn. What's your defense?
Well, this case is not about her guilt or innocence. She's obviously guilty. It's about what's the proper sentence. We have to take in consideration her past. She lived a very, very troubled life. She was married twice before age 26.
Okay.
She lost custody of one of her children.
I really
She was addicted to methamphetamine.
Lewis. I do. I appreciate the sad sack story about her life. I get it. And you know what? I'm sorry. I feel bad that I had a happy childhood and she had a really horrible time in her later life, not as a child. But yes, this is her third husband. Yes, she had her child taken away from her. Thank God in heaven. Bradford Cohen, I mean, how am I supposed to? I'm glad her child got taken away. She deals in child porn. I want to know your best defense, which is what I asked Gaynor, which he avoided.
Generally, what happens with these cases is the defense relies on identity. Who else had access to the computer? If the house was shared with other individuals, how they traced it back, if they had conversations with that individual. That's how all these cases that's a first line of defense in terms of who exactly had the access to this computer and how long they had access for it.
Brad, you're right. That is typically the first line of defense because if you'll think back on Tot Mom and all of those computer searches for how to commit murder, how to create sedatives, how to kill people, how to go undetected, neck breaking, chloroform, her mom got on the stand and took the fall for that, came up with a story to protect her daughter. You're right. Shared computer access would be something that they could go for. But here's the problem, Brad. For them to do that, they'd have to point the finger at the lawyer husband. Rita Cosby, what can you tell me about the husband who is not a suspect in this?
Well, he is a very successful intellectual property attorney, and what she told authorities was that she was doing it when he was at work. She was at home, and she admitted to authorities she did it every day.